So my name's Tim Brown. I'm a fourth year medical student, graduating in 2015. My MSR project was had to do with evaluating leukemia cells and different ways we can change certain metabolites in the cells to promote cells to undergo autophagy and apoptosis. I came across the project just by emailing the department. I got involved in the Hem/Onc interest group pretty early on, and they knew of a couple projects that were going on, and eventually got into contact with my mentor, who is Dr. Claxton, and just worked closely with him in developing a project. And he had some ideas that seemed pretty interesting, and then just worked with him through the course of the year, and the project worked out for me. So some advice on finding a mentor. It helps if you kind of have an idea of what field you want to go into, what research interests you might have, or if you have an idea for a project. If you can identify someone that can help you in those fields or answer those questions, it's a good place to start. I got lucky because I knew coming into med school that I thought I wanted to do oncology, so I was able to get involved early with the interest group on campus, and they were able to put me in contact with faculty in the department, and I was able to identify several members of the faculty who I got along with, and then ultimately I found one that was willing to help me out with this research project, and was able to work closely with him. Advice on qualities to look for in a mentor is obviously someone who you look up to, or who's in a position that you think you may want to be in, whether that's in academics or someone out in the community. Someone who's fun to work with or easy to get along with is of course a necessity. It would be hard to work for someone who you don't get along with, and there's no need to force that stress into your research project. Obviously, we all know coming into this particular medical school, we have this research requirement of us, so it definitely helps if you can get started early on with that to complete the project in time and make sure you can graduate. I was able to identify my mentor and set up my project around Thanksgiving of my first year, so I had a good 6 months between when I identified my mentor and when I would start working on my project, that I could get all the proposals and requirements taken care of. And that way, when the summer came around, I didn't have to worry about sitting on my data for IRB approval or IACUC training if you work with animals. I was able to kind of hit the ground running, beginning Memorial Day when the summer started. And then I was able to work through the summer, collect my data, and then by the end of the summer, I had all my data and was ready to write up a manuscript. And then, the earlier you can get the manuscript done, the earlier you can finish with the project, get that turned in, and basically be done with the requirement. So I guess the message would be, if you can identify a good mentor and a good project that you think you can contribute to early on, the better off you'll be.